What's up, guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. Here goes video number 2. Hope everybody's doing well, and let's kick it off. So first up, shared by Bitcoin Magazine. We have just in, Bitcoin's hash rate hit a new all-time high. So what does this mean? This means that the total computational power being used to mine Bitcoin and secure the network overall has reached the highest level ever. So this can typically be seen as a positive sign for Bitcoin for a few reasons, such as network security. So a high hash rate like we're seeing means that the Bitcoin network is more secure, so it becomes harder for any bad actors to execute a 51% attack. A higher hash rate can also be a sign of miner confidence increasing. Maybe more miners are participating, or they're upgrading their equipment and just showing their confidence in the profitability of mining. So sometimes a higher hash rate can be a sign of higher prices. It shows more confidence, more activity, and more investment in the ecosystem. So there can be a correlation in bullish sentiment. Just remember that miners typically need to sell some Bitcoin to cover the costs of their equipment as well. So overall, a new all-time high in Bitcoin's hash rate can typically be seen as a positive sign for the network's health, its security, and miners' confidence. All right, next up for Hedera in the HBAR ecosystem. So a lot has been going on. We're going to kind of rant a little bit. We know that on hederatransactions.com, their mainnet has surpassed over 67 billion transactions. So the bulk of these transactions are through HCS. This is Hedera's consensus service. Messari did just put out a new report last week, the State of Hedera Q2 2024. So we can see quarter-over-quarter growth across different key metrics like revenue in US dollar up 26%. We have revenue in HBAR up 19%, the average daily transactions up 46%, and average daily created accounts up 31%. So I was going through some of the older HBAR blogs showing the Hedera coin distribution schedule. This was made years ago, showing the actual estimate through 2025. And if they stuck to this actual coin distribution schedule, they estimate that 100% of HBAR's $50 billion supply, or 50 billion token supply, would actually finish around 2033. But you'll notice for 2024, the total percentage of coins released around 32%, and it shows the total aggregate distributions of that supply. And we know we're a lot higher today. So looking at HBAR today, we can see the total supply of 50 billion tokens. This is the capped finite supply. There will never be more than 50 billion HBAR tokens ever. And in circulation today, we have over 71%, or 35.8 billion. So there's been a lot of frustration in the Hedera community since they've accelerated this release schedule, and because of this, I would like to see some new estimates of when 100% of HBAR's 50 billion token supply will be in circulation. So if there are any links or videos that maybe I missed, please let me know down below. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but at least how I understood the old blog post and just reading through this, it's definitely been accelerated. And to see the most accurate circulating supply of HBAR today, you can visit this website. This is hashscan.io. So we can see the total number of HBAR released and the total supply right there, and we are sitting at over 71% in circulation. So of course we could speculate a lot and do some basic math and imagine what HBAR's price would be if they actually stuck closer to the estimate of their original HBAR distribution schedule, but there are still too many unknowns and too many factors. And just per the recent news with the HBAR Foundation announcing that Shane Higdon is stepping down from his position as CEO, I would really like to know what transpired and what types of changes they're making. If you haven't seen this video already, this is uploaded by the HBAR Bull on YouTube. It's about a 1-hour video of some recent developments for Hedera, a bunch of other applications. We have Lehman speaking over at the Linux Foundation's Open Source Summit, highlighting other use cases like OneSpan, and I believe the other one is called Equity Labs. Some really interesting things, along with at the minute mark around 56 minutes, discussing this Phase 4 task force to optimize Hedera's governance structure and prepare it for the next stage of growth. Hopefully we get a lot more information and transparency regarding why Shane is stepping down. I don't know about you, but I'm over speculating on reasons why and what may have happened, but we're just gonna have to see. There's a quote I saw the other day, and it said something like, "Worry is a misuse of imagination." And there's also been just a lot of news even with the HBAR Foundation, or I believe Hedera executives, making over $1 million in bonuses. So that rubs me the wrong way. Hey, if HBAR goes over $1, go nuts. But as we're in the building phase, we're sitting at lows, in accumulation, let's build. And hey, we go to all-time highs, feel free to put some bonuses out, but if we are sitting at lows, we're developing, the market is just overall a liquid, I don't like seeing big bonuses like that, but maybe I'm just salty. So again, guys, I am a big holder of HBAR, I'm a big proponent of it, and I'll be holding it long-term, right or wrong, and I definitely want to see them make some big changes that they're discussing for the future success of their network. Even referring back to this big news we had back in May that we went over for the Hashgraph Association, or Hedera, partnering with QFC, the Qatar Financial Center, to launch a $50 million digital asset venture studio in Qatar. And compared to a lot of projects in this space, Hedera's Hashgraph has a bunch of applications. Atma.io, we have Mondelez, we have things with Kia and Hyundai for carbon emissions. We have, of course, Aberdeen in the tokenization of their funds and BlackRock's. And speaking of Qatar, so this came out in May, we had some recent news, and this is shared by Good Morning Crypto. So breaking, Qatar officially introduces a regulatory framework for digital assets. So crypto regulatory frameworks coming to Qatar to make Qatar a true financial center. We also have Smoke Dog right here highlighting connections between the company Ripple and Qatar. So we have QNB, I believe that is the Qatar National Bank. We've talked a lot about them before. So we can see on QNB's website just highlighting RippleNet, and we can see transfers between Qatar and Turkey. So you can literally just go on Google, type in QNB Ripple. It's this first link, this QNB right here, money transfer with RippleNet. And this QNB stands for Qatar National Bank, or Finance Bank, however you pronounce it. And I believe this is a subsidiary of the Qatar National Bank, or QNB Group, which is one of the largest banks in the Middle East and Africa. So the QNB part right here just represents the Qatar National Bank as the parent company. So going forward, whenever I mention Qatar, just think the Hashgraph Association, think about RippleNet, and a variety of other digital assets as they're introducing regulatory frameworks for crypto. Just looking at the total crypto market cap, we are just under $2 trillion. We are seeing regulatory frameworks in a variety of jurisdictions being built and put together. And one thing that everyone learns with enough time in markets is that everything is temporary. Even if that temporary period might feel like a long time, it's still all just temporary. With a broad enough perspective and you zoom out, you're going to see waves will be drawn and bullish impulses are going to come back. All right, next up for Casper Network, they did put out an August 2024 recap going over Casper Labs adopting Grayscale AI. Prove AI set to launch this month, and I'm especially looking forward to and hoping that the Condor upgrade, or Casper 2.0, goes live by the end of this month. You can go to CSPR.live, click contracts, and then you can sort by 30-day activity to see the number of deployments over the past 30 days. So we can see that Prove AI with this partner, Grayscale AI, has almost reached 500,000 deployments. So it's a start. I'm curious to see if Prove AI can really scale up, and I definitely want to see more partners besides just Grayscale AI in the future. There's been different blog posts recently going over Condor and the integration process if you guys want to check this out. Recent blogs discussing an in-depth look at the upcoming Casper 2.0 update, going over 3 major advancements. We have simplified consensus mechanisms, faster and more efficient smart contract execution, think about the ODRA framework, ODRA, and we have improved account management. I also saw this shared by MoonGod Trading comparing the Casper price chart to ADA last cycle when ADA saw this huge crash during March 2020, which you could argue is a spring in accumulation. So we did a video going over the Casper price chart last month, talking about these springs. When you're in the stock market, springs are rarely that deep, but in the crypto space, going back to last cycle and looking how deep some springs were, they can be really deep. We have seen springs 70 to even over 90%. So just wanted to share this post just highlighting Prove AI, going over Condor, discussing tier 1 exchange listings. I thought we would have been on Binance, Coinbase, and Kraken a long time ago. The good thing with Prove AI launching is at least having an enterprise-grade application and contract running on the mainnet. That is a good sign to meet the listing criteria for T1 exchanges as well. So really quick, looking at Casper, it was in accumulation, never even broke the 7-cent fair value gap, which is still open on the weekly time frame, and it's fallen to an all-time low price. We have MoonGod Trading also saying right here, a wake-off spring with the depth like I've never seen, 78% decline from the swing high. Wake-off accumulation base that is spanned over 2 years. And just comparing ADA or Cardano last cycle during March 2020, we can see a 75% spring and then this sharp recovery. So this sharp recovery was in tandem with the overall market for Bitcoin. We know the Bitcoin halving in May of 2020, we had Zilliqa, a bunch of assets draw sharp V-shaped recoveries. So up here I have the Casper weekly price chart on the left, and we have Cardano or ADA on the weekly time frame on the right, and this is last cycle. We have ADA as well today. So looking at this, the weekly time frame, the 50-week moving average, which is a very important level to get back above to confirm that we can be trending bullish. This spring is super deep. I know I could make the argument if we are to have a bottom that we did hit the S3, and this could potentially be the bottom, but as long as the weekly RSI is an oversold, the selling pressure is below 30, selling momentum or selling pressure is still really high. So if this RSI goes sideways, if it falls lower, Casper can absolutely go lower. So of course I can hope for a bottom here if we are going to respect this S3 pivot perfectly, but I can't be confident until we see this weekly RSI get back above 30. Other than that, in the previous video, we highlighted 49 assets at cycle low. Some are at an all-time low and some are just at a cycle low. We need to see recovery. We need to see liquidity enter this asset class. Right now, I can hope and pray that we hold that pivot. If the weekly RSI goes lower or stays below 30, we could reach lower extensions. Next up, we've shared by Ledger they're excited to announce that the Revolut app is now available as a buy provider through Ledger Live. So right now we have Revolut joining Ledger Live as a buy provider, offering a new on-ramping option to allow users to convert their fiat currency into crypto without compromising custody of their assets. We also have shared by Circle developers, so for Avalanche, they have launched Codebase Season 2, the official incubator for the Avalanche ecosystem. So 5 projects will each receive a $50,000 grants, intensive hands-on support from Ava Labs, and the chance to pitch for 3 prizes and a $1 million prize pool. So this will be a 10-week intensive program. I'm sure you guys have seen the prediction by Van Eck saying Bitcoin's price of $2.9 million by 2050. It would have been a lot cooler if they made a prediction back when Bitcoin was $10 or $100 going up to 50K. And in the meantime, we're seeing more SEC concerns and discussions regarding different altcoins, even Solana being a security, with more discussions and talks about the Solana spot ETFs. Nothing new here. There are really big names backing Sol, so I'd be surprised if the SEC really makes any significant progress. Not financial advice, I just personally believe that we're going to see a lot of Solana spot ETFs launching in the future. I've shared my thoughts on Bitcoin. I just think we are consolidating, and we've just consolidated for almost 6 months versus even the longest cycle where we consolidated near our previous cycle top for 2 months before getting that first major move. Even Raul is still highlighting another liquidity cycle, showing Bitcoin to reach multiple 6 figures. So per usual, take it all with a grain of salt, have a believe it when I see it mindset, but these are all the things that I'm looking for. Last but not least, guys, we have iTrustCapital linked in the top of the YouTube video description for anybody interested in a crypto retirement account. I've had a Roth IRA with iTrustCapital since 2020. So this will be linked in the top of the YouTube video description. If you use that link and fund your account, you also get a $100 funding reward, and you can start a retirement account with as little as $1,000. So I have a Roth IRA with iTrustCapital, so all gains are 100% tax-free. I can trade 24/7, 365. Thanks so much for watching today's video, guys. Huge thank you to all that hit the like button and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like button and sharing your thoughts down below. As always, you can find all links, including resources for charting, trading bots, platforms, wallets, portfolio trackers, and exclusive discounts in my link tree at the top of the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.